Hey guys, so to think that nothing could ruin my entire summer, I got a video on my recommended and it said this. And as a Homelander supporter and defender, this caught my eye. But as always, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe and hit the notification bell to never miss a video. Without further ado, let's stop messing around and get into it.
Spider-Man isn't even bulletproof. This is probably the most popular point made by Homer stands when trying to downplay Peter. That he must be weak simply because he's susceptible to bullets.
While I do agree that this is a bad point Homelander stands like to make, what he says after this, I do not actually concur with him.
Totally unaware that there are different types of durability. But look at Peter being hit by a train or taking multiple blows from Sandman only to get up both times with minimal damage. This is far more damage than any bullets could output, and I can name many, many more examples. Sure, Peter can be shot or impaled, but it's clear he can absolutely take a beating. Leagues better than anything Homelander has ever dealt with.
So, in order for you to actually say that it's been taken more than anything Homelander's taken, you have to scale that character first. And, by the way, a speeding train is only wall level. I'm just saying.
Homer Stans will try to dismiss this, waving off both times in movies or books where he was hit by Hulk-level characters as one-off instances or from old comics. Well, recently in Spider-Verse, Peter was hit multiple times by Morlun, after admitting he hits like the Hulk.
So, this would just be you taking this to face value. Punching like the Hulk is just in context for it to be very, very strong. And he didn't even tank it, he blatantly just got damaged by it. Literally blood's there.
In Infinity War, we see him casually hold back an attack from Black Dwarf.
Which, congratulations. Catching an attack doesn't automatically mean you scale to it in terms of raw AP. Like, this is a blatant leverage feat. Not only is this an outlier, but the fact that Calypso's not really impressive. Like, he's able to go relative to a Iron Man, who was narratively holding back, by the way, and the fact he had better skill than him, or just at least relative skill to him, but he just gets knocked out by Korg. Someone who's below Thor, heavily.
Someone that later rips up the Hulkbuster Mark II.
Where, congratulations, if we actually look at the context, the Hulkbuster was damaged, and the fact that Banner was in the suit, and Cole has way better skill than Banner, literally showed there. And the way he literally ripped it off was just rolling over it when he was holding on to it. That isn't normal things. That's literally pure skill. That's like saying that Captain America is stronger than Spider-Man because he was able to overpower him, even though that he blatantly jumped and twisted himself to overpower it and not actually did it normally.
Even Hulk, multiple times in the comics, has admitted Peter is strong.
I like the fact you say multiple times, but you're only giving us one-off scenes with no context or the comic issue name.
This proves it is absolutely not inconsistent, so I don't want to hear it.
But you kind of just made it inconsistent without actually showing more than once. Again, show us multiple times. You only showed us one time. And the other call-up feat, you literally just show on screen. Congratulations. That's a opponent feat, not equatable to raw AP or striking strength.
I'm sure you've heard it a million times, but Peter pulls his punches to avoid seriously wounding villains.
Well, this poses another question for you because, one, we're going to have to actually quantify how much he's holding back to what percent, and two, it's not really that impressive. I mean, breaking off Scorpion's jaw, the guy literally got bitched by Black Cat. Dude.
On the other end, Homelander has consistently shown to be hurt by building-level characters.
Building level? Only building level? Really?
And was even impaled by a metal straw, totally unaware that there are different types of durability.
Bro just literally contradicted himself and just used his logic against himself.
Now, people suggest this is simply a weak spot, and the rest of him is able to tank nukes.
Which it literally indicated it because he was so stunned by it. That is a weak spot.
Based off a vague threat that all weapons on Earth have failed against him, which is questionable at best. If his ears are weak enough to be pierced by a metal straw and his skin can be bruised by building level characters, totally unaware that there are different types of durability, he is going to be absolutely obliterated by a nuclear explosion.
Why don't the characters just upscale off of that? Why are they just downscaling to building level now? What? You haven't even proven their building level though, what?
That, on top of him admitting that he was hurt by the oven. Not damaged, granted, but hurt.
Congratulations again. Let's see what he's won. The fact that there's a difference between durability and heat resistance. Wow.
Spider-Man isn't as fast as Homelander. This is one that I see a lot, and it always confuses me. Did people just forget about this guy? Even the slowest versions of Spidey can typically dodge lightning.
And Soldier Boy can block lightning, who got speed blitzed by Homelander, which makes him FTL.
We're shown in Andrew's film he's fast enough to think and react after Electro's attack was fired. This is ignoring the fact that the director straight up confirmed that Electro is light speed.
Current or into a light socket or into an electro socket. Like how do you fight somebody who can move at the speed of light?
We're going to need some context to what he was meaning by this, or just at least link the video to what he was saying before this, because you can probably be interpreting something or just taking something out of context just to better suit this.
And that's only lightning. Spidey has dodged lasers multiple times across all forms of media, and kept up with people that have reacted to lasers or multiple times faster than light characters. When Peter gets serious, he can statue Firelord, a Herald of Galactus.
Scale that Herald of Galactus. Scale him. By the way, I know that context. I know the comic of what happened in there. The Herald of Galactus, would you say is all powerful? He wasted his entire attack bonus and energy and even weakened himself against him. Yes, he was so mindless, he just used all of his energy without actually using it full enough, or just using it to like the very best or useful.
Even if you want to somehow chalk all of this up to just his spider sense, it wouldn't change anything as Homelander doesn't have a way to disable or counter it. Well, what about A-Train? We saw him pulling trains and dodging Starlight's beam. He was juiced.
Juiced as in literally on the verge of a heart attack, narratively making him weaker. And even if we want to say this is unquantifiable to how much so...
Times he was on super steroids. Well, what about Homelander's flight speed? There's no way Spidey can. His flight speed isn't as quick as his running speed.
Why is running speed even relevant to this?
Otherwise, you would have saved all those people on that plane like Quicksilver.
So now we're downscaling via plot.
We've only ever been told and shown that his top flight speed is about Mach 1.
W presupposition of doom. Prove that's his true speed.
Well, no, he must be faster. He said he's gone to space before. Okay. Where are you getting he flew up like a rocket?
Is this guy stupid? You think he needs to actually show it to be the speed? No, he doesn't. You're just making excuses at this point, bro. What?
When you can totally defy gravity, you could, in theory, float up to space like a balloon.
Yeah, but is it stated or proven that he has that ability? No. So why would we say he has it now when we're never shown in the past?
In reality, Homelander's best speed feat is saving Butcher and a baby before an explosion can even make contact with Butcher's body.
That feat was calculated to high hypersonic to massively hypersonic, which is literally at the speed of lightning. I have videos for that. Go check them out on my other YouTube channel.
Well, what about Green Goblin? He has trouble fighting that guy. This is how you know someone is trying to downplay. When they're backed into a corner, they'll specifically bring up Green Goblin to pretend the movies everyone and their grandma watch don't exist. You know, the ones that show when he stops holding back and beats Goblin with little to no difficulty.
First of all, he doesn't even hold back against anyone in the first film. What are you saying? He was just weaker than Goblin, since you literally just showed me a scene where he gets sent flying by his kick.
This adds up as the same bombs that turn buildings and bunkers to rubble and people to dust at best put him out for a few seconds.
Those feats were calculated to building to multi-city block. And that's if we're using the bunker feats as validity. which is not really consistent since why wasn't the bones of the bodies on that building totally vaporized? Why only the skin?
On top of all that, Homelander never uses his powers to their full potential. Characters that are comparable to his power usually mop the floor with him because of this.
Or probably because A, those characters have better skill, 2, those characters are stronger than him, or C, he's holding back.
He's never once used his speed during combat.
He did. But you just think that since he didn't move like a Flash, you just think he didn't. Off topic, but any one of these guys slams the shit out of live-action Spider-Man.
Before we wrap this up, let's get a few minor debunks out of the way too. All Homelander needs to do is grab Spider-Man and it's over. Well, all Spidey needs to do is shoot a web down his throat and he can't breathe.
I like the fact that it says it'll dissolve in 60 seconds. I love that. Also, why is Spider-Man tagging Homelander if we already established that Homelander is faster than lightning?
All Homelander needs to do is shoot a laser at Spider-Man once. All Spidey needs is a straw. There's no way Spider-Man would find a weakness for Homelander. Right, it's not like Spider-Man is known for thinking on his toes and finding an unstoppable opponent's weakness.
But you're presupposing Homelander does have a weakness then. So, you have to prove he does.
With that, I think we're done here. This isn't every talking point, but these are all the big ones I could think of. Now watch as The Boys Season 5 makes Homelander a planet buster and ruins everything I just said. Oh well.
I mean, would it be crazy to say that comic Homelander's a planet buster? Upscaling the likes of Tech Jacket? Yeah. But that's it for the video. A little bit debunking, a little ore farming, here and there. Very fun. I think I'm going to need to go to sleep. Peace out, guys. See ya.